It is February 23rd, 2017. We're here at 3335 Fontana Avenue in San Diego, California, 92117. We're here on the rooftop. We're going to inspect the main sewer line. We're right above the bathroom. This is the original 3-inch cast iron vent. We did not see on the perimeter of the property a sewer clean out for the main sewer line. So we're going to go down this vertical vent. This will lead directly into the very beginning of the main sewer line for the house. Here's where the toilet empties into the line. So this is the beginning of the sewer. A little bit of vertical. And now we're going to make a transition into the horizontal cast iron sewer main. This is all original pipe. A little bit of cobwebs in the front of our camera there. They'll kind of wash off here in a second. There we go. Here we have little debris on the line. That's probably a T-junction where some debris is emptying into the system here. See, there's little pockets of buildup on the bottom of the cast iron. That's going to be typical with the age of cast iron pipe for this house. You can see it's not very much, and it's not going to affect the performance or the functionability of the line at this point in time. If it ever gets worse, then sometimes that has to be hydrojetted out to scrape the walls of the pipe and clean that out. There will be little pockets and pools of standing water, as you can see right there, because these areas are damming up the water in little areas to hold and not drain out. Not great for the pipe, but typically, again, with the age of the cast iron, it's what you're typically going to see, but it doesn't mean it's going to hurt the pipe right now, require any type of cleaning or maintenance. A little bit of buildup there, so you can see that little pocket or pool of water. There's a lot of little undulations up and down. Okay, we do have a clean out here, which we didn't notice in the backyard or the front yard, just depending which way this is going. So we do have a section of cast iron that is ending. It's becoming ABS, and then that is a T-junction right there. Now that T-junction looks like there's only one so far we've come to, and that would sweep in the direction we're already going. We'll see if they put a second clean out to come in reverse, or if it was just that one. Okay, so we don't see another T-junction there. So that might be the property line clean out. We may be going towards Fontana Avenue, and we're going to have a turn on the line right here to go vertically, get down deeper to where the other part of the lateral would tie in. Okay, and so you can see right here they are transitioning back to cast iron pipe. Got a big mound of debris right there. And here we have a very large root intrusion. So that's why somebody put that clean out in, is because they're having to use it periodically to maintain the line. So this root intrusion right now is blocking pretty much about 75 to 80% of the system. So this is going to need some immediate maintenance of what we recommend is hydrojetting, not snaking. The snaking will not remove the roots properly and almost to 100%, whereas hydrojetting will. We're going to take a photo of this. We also do want to apologize that the distance counter is in meters instead of foot and inches. We're having a small little glitch with our equipment right here. But again, 1 meter is just about 1 yard. So right around about 15 yards we're out. So we're right at about 45 feet right now. So again, here's this big intrusion. We're going to see if we can push through that. And that's right where it appears this vertical pipe that's coming down at an angle is going to be transitioning and turning into the horizontal line possibly. But right here we've got an issue where we cannot get the camera by that, and that could be because there's an issue with the pipe itself, how it's offset or partially damaged, and it's causing the camera and the push rod not to swing by that area. And of course that would explain also why the roots are growing in the line, because they're getting through some type of crack, break, or a separation and that's not sealed well in just one of the joint fittings there. So we can see we have standing water there at the root intrusion. So when we come to the bottom, and you can see all this standing water here. So it's definitely being held up possibly by the other problems past this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to maneuver by this, and if we can't with this camera, we have another camera we're going to try. So we're going to pause the video for a second. Okay, we've gone ahead and located this pipe. Right here is where the horizontal ABS plastic 4-inch pipe makes its transition down to that 45-degree angle to go vertical, to go deep, and at the bottom where we have the roots. So we located this, it is in the front yard, so the line is running towards Fontana. The pipe is only about 1 feet 10 inches deep, and then again, as we back up here, we have the clean out. We found the clean out. It was kind of covered up by a large hose reel that they had on the ground. So that's the clean out tee. It is exposed above ground. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pause the video to move our equipment down to the ground level, since we don't need to inspect up here anymore, and see if we can get some better torque and pushing power to push by that root intrusion to see if there's more problems, and try to determine the extent of that issue at the bottom. Okay, we're down here at ground level. We're now going to try to push this camera through this area. It's just not happening here. So we're completely bottoming out. You can see you have standing water and all these heavy roots. So what we're going to try to do is go ahead and set our camera in here as best as we can at a horizontal level so that we can locate it and exactly approximately how deep it is. So we're going to pause the video. Okay, so we've switched cameras since we were unable to get through there. So we originally tried with this rigid machine. This is an RM200 unit with the D2B push rod. It's a very stiff push rod. It's a 1-inch camera. The stiffer the push rod should let us get through a difficult spot, but we're now going to switch over to this, which is actually a D2A push rod put onto a compact unit, and so it's the next level of push rod down as far as its stiffness. Still has a 1-inch camera, and we're going to try to get through the roots there. Real fast, we'll go ahead and pan outside the house here. So again, here's that clean out, the edge of the house. As we come across here in the front yard, right next to the tree we have here, and then the ground we have a green paint dot. That's where the line stops being horizontal and goes down at a vertical angle, and then it runs towards the sidewalk. See that little disc right there is kind of the path it's taking, and it runs all the way over to the sidewalk. And we can kind of show onto the sidewalk here, we've got another red disc out there, that little triangular disc right there, that red disc. That's where we suspect the line is recorrecting itself to become horizontal again, and where the roots are, but our camera locator can't pinpoint it exact if it's not laying flat. And we are going to go ahead and try now with this camera to again get through this section where all the roots are. So here we are back again. This is where they dug down pretty deep, and my guess is that they stopped probably right at the dirt fence line itself, and we're getting too close to the city sidewalk, and then the path of the pipe is now starting to pass underneath, and so that's probably why it was stopped where they did. So again, here's this massive root intrusion. So we've got an issue with the pipe. This is typically where a cast iron pipe like this, where it makes its transition back to horizontal, it would then also typically transition into a clay or concrete pipe, and it's usually by that boot or the band, or if the pipe is disintegrated at the bottom where the roots will grow in from the trees and other stuff, and not just this property but even neighbors' properties, vegetation. So here we go. We're going to see if we can finagle this. There we go. So we were able to get by that, so that was good. And so here you can see we have another root intrusion. This is clay pipe. It's going to be a reddish orange in color. So here we've got clay pipe, comes in very short lengths of 3 to 4 feet. and every junction is going to be really susceptible because how it's joined together. So we've got another second root intrusion right there. Push down the line. Looks like we've got a third intrusion here. We're going to go ahead and see if we can wash some of this debris off our camera head here, but that's the third intrusion. Okay, we're going to pause the video to get some water down the line to wash our lens off. Okay, we've washed our lens off. This junction looks clean. Move down the line here. Everything else is still looking clean on these junctions. Here's our turn on the system, and here's where we're dumping into the city line and the street. So this is the end of this lateral line right here. So we're now going to go ahead, and it appears that a majority of the line across the street area does not have any root intrusions. The homeowner in the city of San Diego is responsible for the entire lateral sewer line to where it tees into the city and is required to repair or maintain any root intrusions. The city does not take care of that. The only thing the city of San Diego will do is if the line is completely broken or collapsed past the property line clean out, which is typically just in front of the city sidewalk. At that point, then a licensed plumber can submit a repair request, and then it can get taken care of. We don't have that, it appears, happening here, of course. It's the type of clay pipe that is pushed together with a rubber boot. It's not glued or clamped or sealed or leaded together. So that's what makes it the most susceptible piping for roots to get in, other than old cast iron that's just cracking. So we're going to go ahead and pull back our camera here, and we're going to go ahead and locate and mark the 3 root intrusions we have. So here's our 1 intrusion. We're going to pause the video. Okay, we've located this root intrusion, and this is directly in between the curb, beginning of the street, and the city sidewalk under the grass area. We've marked it with a green paint dot. We're getting a little conflicting depth readings of anywhere close to 6 feet or so. We're going to verify that when we pull back and check the next root intrusion that's back. So we're now going to go ahead and pull further back, come back to our next area that has some roots getting in on the system. Okay, and there we go. There's our second root intrusion that we came to. Take a photo of this. Okay, we did go ahead and locate this intrusion, and it is reading approximately 6 feet in depth. This one is directly under the sidewalk, right in the middle of the sidewalk itself. We've marked it also with a green paint dot. As we come back again across this 4-inch clay pipe, should be coming to the original very big root intrusion. That's actually right now we're having difficulty pulling through. This is where the really big blockage is that our cameras had a little bit of difficulty getting through. So we're going to pause the video right here to locate this spot.